Imagine being born alongside 10,000 siblings, only to be swept away by a current seconds after hatching, completely helpless, drifting through dark waters with absolutely no control over where you're going. Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? Now, imagine spending the next 2 years of your life just floating, hoping nothing eats you whilst you desperately try to catch microscopic food. This is the brutal reality for one of the ocean's most fascinating yet misunderstood creatures. And trust me, by the end of this story, you'll never look at the ocean floor the same way again. The membrane surrounding you suddenly splits open. Your translucent, barely formed body wriggles free into the shadowy depths of a rocky cavern. You're not experiencing this alone. Though around you, 10,000 brothers and sisters are breaking free at the exact same instant. It's absolute chaos. For just a fleeting second, you catch a glimpse of something enormous nearby your mother. She's massive, her powerful jaws and spotted skin making her look like something from a nightmare. For the past 112 days, she's been wrapped around your egg cluster, protecting you all from predators. But before you can even process what she looks like, a violent current tears through the cave opening. The force of the water is overwhelming. You and thousands of your siblings are yanked away like specks of dust in a windstorm. There's nothing you can do. Your muscles are practically non-existent, useless little things that can't fight the current even slightly. So, nature takes over, sending you upward toward the ocean's surface. Layers the zone above 200 meters, where sunlight can actually penetrate. You and the handful of siblings who haven't already been eaten drift upwards, completely at the mercy of the water. This is your home now, whether you like it or not. Why this particular zone? Simple, really. Your fragile body can't handle the crushing pressure of the deep ocean yet. Up here, there's sunlight so you can actually see what's around you. And more importantly, there's plankton everywhere, your only food source. But here's the catch. Being in the sunlit zone makes you incredibly vulnerable. You're basically floating bait for any predator passing by. It's a rubbish situation, but it's survival. After things calm down a bit, you spot a tiny plankton drifting near you. You attempt to swim toward it, even though you've got nothing to propel yourself with. Every cell in your transparent body strains as you drift closer. Your mouth opens. You gulp it down. Finally, some proper food in your belly. That minuscule meal will actually last you several days, because you reach so unbelievably tiny that your energy requirements are almost nothing. This becomes your entire existence for the next 2 years, floating in the upper ocean, praying nothing devours you, hoping plankton drifts close enough for you to snatch. 2 years pass. You're barely recognizable from that pathetic, transparent blob you started as. Your body has stretched to about 15 centimeters long, turned a brilliant orange color with dark patches scattered across your sides. Your previously useless fins have developed some actual strength. Your head has widened considerably, and your eyes have properly formed, giving you a clear view of the world. Your time near the surface is ending. Something primal in your developing brain triggers an instinct you didn't know existed. It's time to descend. You stop fighting to stay in the upper waters and allow your now heavier body to sink through the water column. The sunlight gradually fades as you drop deeper, heading toward the rocky bottom where your adult life will begin. The open water phase is over. A completely new chapter is about to unfold. You continue sinking, watching the light disappear above you. As you near the ocean floor, an entirely different world materializes below. There are colorful plants everywhere, sprawling kelp forests, rocky formations, and countless small caves and crevices. It's nothing like the empty open water you've known your whole life. Without even thinking about it, a powerful survival instinct kicks in. Your brain screams one command: find shelter immediately. You spot what looks like a promising cave and dart toward it, desperate to hide your bright orange body from whatever might fancy you as a snack. Just as you're about to slip inside, a massive red lobster lunges at you, its claws snapping shut exactly where your head was a split second earlier. You barely dodge it, feeling the water displacement as its claw misses you by mere inches. Pure terror drives you to spin around and shoot into the nearest clump of orange kelp. Your bright coloring perfectly matches the plants. By the time the lobster turns to search for you, you've completely disappeared from view. Your heart is hammering frantically. Nothing in your 2 years of peaceful floating prepared you for predators that actively hunt and chase. You remain frozen among the kelp fronds. After several minutes, the lobster scuttles away, still clicking its claws in frustration at losing its meal. You wait a bit longer, letting yourself calm down whilst learning a crucial lesson about this new environment. You're not at the top of the food chain, not even remotely close. Once the coast is clear, you cautiously drift along the seafloor until you find another crevice, this one appearing empty. You slide inside, your slim body fitting perfectly into the narrow space. This will do as home for now. You're not territorial yet, how? Could you be? You can't fight anything and win at this size. After resting, your stomach reminds you of another pressing issue. You need food. You need food. Cautiously, you emerge from your hiding spot, staying close to the bottom and constantly scanning for danger. The ocean floor is absolutely teeming with life-giant fish, octopuses, and other creatures that could swallow you in one gulp. You're about to retreat back to safety when something catches your attention. Small worm-like creatures, partially buried in the sand. Out of curiosity, you flick your tail near one, disturbing the sediment. A worm pops up, startled. Without hesitation, you lunge forward and gulp it down. Finally, some decent food. Better yet, you realize you don't even need to hunt in the open. These worms, and other bottom dwellers, are plentiful and easy pickings. Gaining a bit of confidence, you spot a small crab wedged between two rocks. You drift closer to investigate. The crab doesn't react quickly enough. Your jaws close around it, and you taste crab meat for the first time. Bloody hell, that's tasty. Much better than plankton. You're so engrossed in your meal that you don't notice the shadow passing overhead. It's only when the water darkens significantly that you glance up and freeze in absolute terror. A large lingcod is hovering directly above you, its massive mouth opening as it dives down for an easy meal. You instantly abandon the crab remains, darting sideways as the lingcod's jaws snap shut where you were moments ago. It's not giving up, though. It turns with surprising speed, chasing you across the open seafloor. Your only advantage is maneuverability. You zigzag frantically, making sharp turns the bulkier fish can't match. Despite your desperate movements, the lingcod gets close enough that its teeth graze your side, leaving a painful gash. The injury burns like fire, but adrenaline keeps you going until you reach a dense forest of kelp. Trembling with exhaustion and pain, you hide among the kelp. The cut on your side stings horribly in the salt water. There's nothing you can do except hope it doesn't get infected. Tonight was a harsh lesson. Your bright orange coloring might help you blend with kelp, but in the open, you stand out like a beacon to predators. You need to be far more careful about where and when you feed. The next morning, your wound still stings, but hunger forces you from hiding. As you cautiously navigate between rocks, you notice something intriguing. A small blenny fish darting in and out of an The fish seems to have a symbiotic relationship with the stinging creature, using it for protection whilst cleaning parasites from its tentacles. Every time the blenny ventures slightly too far from the enemy, you inch closer. This would be your first attempt at hunting something that can actually swim away. Something bigger than worms. Your body tenses as you wait for the perfect moment, remaining completely still except for your eyes tracking the blenny's movements. The fish darts out just a bit too far and you launch forward with unexpected speed. Your jaws snap shut around the blenny's tail before it can retreat to safety. The fish thrashes wildly, fighting to escape, but you refuse to open your jaws. After several seconds of desperate struggle, the blenny stops moving. You've made your first proper kill. You devour it, feeling a strange sense of pride. You're evolving, slowly but surely. Over the next 4.5 years, your life follows this pattern. Hiding, hunting, growing. Your bright orange body gradually transforms, turning a dull gray-brown or dark olive that helps you blend perfectly into the rocky ocean floor. Your once tiny frame stretches and thickens, growing from 15 centimeters to an impressive 2.4 meters, becoming heavy and powerful with tough, slimy skin. Most impressive is the transformation of your jaws. Once weak and barely functional, they now house rows of teeth specialized for a much bigger diet. Your fins grow even more powerful. Your dorsal fin now runs along your entire back, and your pectoral fins have developed into effective tools for navigating tight spaces between rocks. At almost 8 feet long, you're now a monstrous presence on the ocean floor. You've spent weeks searching for the perfect, dense, spacious underwater cave with 2 exits and high ceilings. After chasing out a few crabs and smaller fish, you claim it as your own. This isn't just some temporary shelter. This is your forever home. Just as you're settling in, which mainly involves swimming in circles and staring aggressively at passing fish, you notice movement at the entrance. Another wolf eel, slightly smaller than you but with an equally impressive jaw, hovers outside, watching. Your first instinct is to charge, teeth bared, ready to defend your territory. But something's different. This wolf eel isn't challenging you. She's assessing you, and suddenly, your prehistoric brain starts firing in a completely new pattern. This isn't a threat. This is a potential mate. Instead of charging aggressively, you find yourself performing what must be the world's most awkward underwater dance. Apparently, this is attractive. Miraculously, she seems impressed. She enters your den. Who's like that? You've found your life partner. Wolf eels don't mess about with the dating scene. It's basically like swiping right and immediately moving in together. Life as a mated pair falls into a comfortable routine. You take turns guarding the den whilst the other hunts. You develop a particular taste for sea urchins, those spiky balls of annoyance that most creatures avoid. Your powerful jaws crush them like grapes. The distinct crunch of crushing a particularly large urchin becomes your favorite sound. One day whilst you're out hunting, you spot something unusual: a large crab with especially meaty claws, practically gift-trapped in protein. As you approach for an easy meal, something massive and orange shoots out from behind a rock. A giant Pacific octopus, all 8 arms, reaching for the same crab. For a moment you both pause, sizing each other up. The octopus is bigger than you, each of its arms nearly as long as your entire body. But you have those bone-crushing jaws, and this crab was clearly yours first. You decide to stand your ground, positioning yourself between the octopus and your intended meal. The octopus changes color rapidly, flashing warning patterns across its skin. The message is crystal clear: back off or things get ugly. Whilst this standoff is happening, something catastrophic is occurring above. A deep-sea fishing vessel deploys a trawl net, a massive, heavy net designed to scrape the ocean floor and catch anything in its path. The net, weighted with steel rollers, drags across the rocky reef, stirring up sediment and crushing small structures. You don't notice the net approaching until it's too late. The net scoops you up, tangling your long, slimy body in the mesh, along with rocks, fish, and even the octopus. You thrash violently, your jaws snapping at the net, but the mesh is far too strong. Your sharp teeth can't cut through the synthetic fibers. The net is hauled up rapidly toward the Serpia journey from 400 meters to the boat in just a few minutes. The sudden pressure change causes severe stress to your body. Your internal organs are strained, and you struggle to breathe as you're dragged through the water. On the boat, the crew dumps the net's contents onto the deck. You land with a heavy thud, surrounded by fish and debris. The crew, surprised by this ugly creature with its square head and sharp teeth, decides you're not worth keeping for food or research, so they just leave you in the net for hours whilst they sort through other fish. Later, rough hands lift your nearly lifeless body. The fisherman holds you up like a trophy, as others take selfies with your dying body for their social media posts. Back home, your mate waits in your shared den, completely unaware that you'll never return. She'll spend the rest of her life alone, guarding an empty cave. Just another forgotten casualty of human indifference. This is the reality for countless marine creatures. We destroy their homes, disrupt their ecosystems, and kill them accidentally or sometimes deliberately without a second thought. Wolf eels can live for decades, forming lifelong bonds with their mates. They're intelligent, fascinating creatures that play crucial roles in maintaining healthy ocean ecosystems. Yet we barely give them a passing glance, unless they retangled in our nets or lying dead on a deck. So next time you see seafood on your plate or watch someone post a cool photo with a dying sea creature, remember this story. Remember that every creature in the ocean has a life, a story, a purpose. They're not just background characters in our world, they are the world beneath the waves. If this story moved you, if it made you think twice about how we treat our oceans and the creatures within them, do me a favor, share this message. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that matter, because the ocean needs more people who care, more voices demanding change, more awareness about what's really happening beneath the surface. The wolf eel story doesn't have to keep ending in tragedy. We can do better. We must do better. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and never stop learning about the incredible world we share with these remarkable creatures.